So I'm just going to do a brief presentation just to give you a little bit background about what the students were doing for the past 2 days. And then I'll just ask the two teams to be ready with their presentations and to be ready to share. So just the students will have 5 minutes each to present, and there'll be 5 minutes for questions from the panelists. So I'm just going to start sharing quickly. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. So, as I said, my name is Nailah Conrad, and I am a lecturer in biomedical engineering here at UCT. I teach a course, Health Innovation and Design, and we use design thinking as our methodology for to find innovations. And I was asked by Vilna and Sudesh and Tanashi to work out a program so that we can utilize design thinking in the online format in order to facilitate the Tech Ahead competition. So all very new challenges. So the challenge that went out to the students was to find the potential impact of technology on mental health among the elderly. There we go. So just for those who don't know, have not been introduced to design thinking before, design thinking is a human-centered approach to innovation that draws on the designer's toolkit to integrate the needs of the people to the possibilities of technology and the requirements of business success. So for the very short program that we did, we focused on desirability. What do people need? What do they want? Well, what do they need? And then we try and find something that meets that need. Then we also, because this had a technological focus, we tried to find aspects and technology that could fit in with that desirability, but we didn't really look at the business viability yet. So we kind of looked at these two aspects, but focused very much on desirability. So the design thinking process that we followed uses the 6-step process because UCT has a Hasselplattner School of Design Thinking, and I'm trained in that method. So on our first day, just to remember, we only had 1.5 hours for each workshop. So on the first day, we were focused on the problem space, and they went through the understand, observe, and point of view phase. Understand phase, where they understood the challenge for themselves. The observe phase is where they then interviewed an outside person. So they just interviewed Vilna, Sudesh, and Tanashi, and just to get a layperson's perspective on mental health in the elderly. They did have some expert view. Sebastiana, Mark, and Margie gave us the expert view on the problem as well. Then based on that, they reframed the problem and they came up with new points of view. So they chose an insight that they found interesting and then took that insight further into their day 2, which was their solutions-based day. And then they ideated specifically towards the new insight that they found. And then we can't really prototype in this format, but they created some schematics and they did a broad test again. So at the end of yesterday, they showed the ideas to the panel again, and they got some feedback. And what I just wanted to show you was the amount of work that they've done. And we used a program called Mural, and they were really engaged and went through quite a lot of work. And what that they will show you is they also refined the idea and created a value proposition canvas. So this is where they'll show that the product or service that they created meets the needs of a customer or the user. I will just share with everyone what the challenge statement was. So the main challenge statement that they started with was design ways through the use of futuristic technologies to improve the mental health of the elderly in a world where they may experience loneliness and abuse, leading to long-lasting psychological consequences. So that was the students' starting point.